on the roof of the Vatican. In this first video, we see a footage that was said to be recorded during the COVID pandemic. It was uploaded on YouTube 4 years ago on a channel known as All Things Gospel, and what we see is a chilling footage of what appears to be a demon on the roof of the Vatican. We hear those recordings call out to each other, and at first we don't see any creature. But as soon as the camera pans toward the roof of a particular building in the Vatican, we see what appears to be a winged demon climbing frantically, making its way to the very top. It stops at some point to look back directly at the camera, almost as if it knows it was being recorded. After it turns away from the camera, we see the demon spread out its wings and glide upward in the most disturbing yet graceful manner. It reaches the top of the Vatican roof and makes its way up until it sits directly on top of the cross, mounted on the roof, almost as if its actions have a deeper and more symbolic meaning. After a few moments on top of the cross, we see this demon spread out its wings yet again and begin to levitate directly above the cross, overlooking the Vatican. By the end of the video, we witness this demon fly off the roof into the distance.
Esa onda. Espérate, me tengo que acercar. ¿Qué? Uy. Loco, ¿qué será eso? No entiendo. ¿Qué es eso? Nunca había visto eso. Se está subiendo. Suave, que no se me pierda de vista. Nunca había visto eso.
What could this really mean? Could this be an elaborate prank? Or is this evidence of demonic activity in the very seat of the Vatican? What demonic entity has such broad wings as seen in this footage? Let us know what you think in the comment section. This next video also involves a roof, but we only get to see parts of the creature on it. The eyes of a demon. In this footage, we witness the moment a startled man records a demonic entity above his roof, of which he is clearly convinced is an evil spirit. What we see is what appears to be two very bright eyeballs shining from his roof, and the man recording is clearly startled. He begins to pray against the demonic entity, and for a moment, it looks like the creature disappears. But just like that, it returns in an instant, and this guy has to keep praying all over again until the video ends.
There's some sort of demon on my rooftop. I'm gonna go in to get a closer investigation. His eyes are glowing like the dark eyes of Satan. It's Satan on my roof, y'all. It's a demon. Oh, the demon's gone. We scared it away with the power of the Lord Christ. Oh, no, the demon's still here. Oh, my Lord. I think it's gone. Oh, what does it mean? Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Hallelujah. Demons defeated.
We don't get to see what happens next between this man and the demon. The video is old footage that was uploaded 14 years ago, and not much is really known about the backstory behind this chilling video. Could this guy have somehow encountered a real demonic entity, or is that just some animal with really bright night vision? Let us know what you think about this video. We don't see any creatures in this next clip, but what we witness is even scarier. Angry entity. This clip was uploaded 11 years ago on a channel named Chris Wells. We clearly see that no human being is in that house during the entire period of the footage. What begins as objects falling around all by themselves soon turns into closets and fridges, opening and closing, almost like a powerful unseen force was desperately searching for something in that house. At one point during the video, it's almost like things calm down, but it starts right again almost immediately, like the force had just gotten angry as it took total control of the living space. anyone understand what exactly is going on in that video? Do you believe that house is haunted, or is there some other explanation for why the objects are falling around on their own without the effort or even presence of human aid? If this last video seemed out of this world, trust me when I say that this next one is even worse. Screaming ghost in the hotel room. We are looking at the moment. Screaming noises were coming from a room that hasn't been checked in this hotel. This security guard is asked by the receptionist to investigate the screaming noise, but when he gets there, he discovers that the room is indeed vacant. However, he clearly can hear voices coming from that room, and so does his associate. It didn't take long before he decided to go inside to investigate further what was causing the sound. He soon discovers that no one was indeed inside the hotel room, but soon we see the actual disturbing detail. The guy finds out that the shower is on and the hotel carpets have been torn up. How could this happen when no one was in this hotel room? And even worse, where did that horrible screaming noise come from?
John's gonna enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture has been turned upside down and the hold on. Says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary.
What we clearly see is what appears to be a figure of a ghost quietly leaving the room when this hotel security guard opens the door. It's possible that the demon may have been trapped in that room for some time and needed someone to set it free. What exactly do you think is going on? Could that video be fake? That possibility seems highly unlikely because that video was taken by the hotel's security camera. Could the footage have been edited to suit this demon activity narrative? Let us know what you think about this in the comments, as this appears to be clear evidence for the existence of demons. The evil mirror. As this man sat frozen in terror, we can probably imagine his shaky hands grasping onto his phone as he records every detail of his dimly lit room. It seems like he had been experiencing strange occurrences for weeks, but nothing could have prepared him for this. In the video, we hear him talk about the mirror at the distance of his room. He describes the fact that a demonic presence had probably taken over that mirror, and he urges everyone to keep looking at it because he believes an entity in the form of a child is looking at objects in his room from that mirror. The mirror had not been tucked away in the attic or even covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. He had probably bought it recently, thinking it would add a touch of elegance to his room, but it seems like as soon as he hung it on the wall, the strange occurrences escalated. It seems like at that moment he could feel a presence behind the mirror, watching him. He tried to convince himself it was just his imagination, but the feeling was too intense to ignore. That's when he grabbed his phone to start recording. As he held his camera up to the mirror and began speaking, we can clearly see a figure forming into shape behind the mirror, a shadowy figure that seemed to be staring at something in his room. The camera captured every detail, from the faint ripple in the mirror's surface to the eerie, unsettling feeling that seemed to permeate every pixel. Suddenly, the mirror seemed to shudder and the figure vanished. The room was silent once more, except for the sound of his own ragged breathing. He stopped recording, his hands still shaking as he stared at the mirror in horror. What had he just captured on camera? Was it really a demonic creature, or was it just his own fevered imagination? He didn't know, but he was determined to find out. He would review the footage. This video was uploaded a long time ago, as far back as 12 years ago, on a channel rightly named Ghost in Shell Live, where it was titled Real Evil Spirit Caught on Camera. Do you believe in the existence of dark, demonic spirits and evil entities, or do you think this is just another silly prank made to fool gullible people?
I don't know if you guys believe in ghosts or evil spirits or anything like that, but in my apartment, there's things that are starting to freak me out. If you look all the way in the back in the middle of the camera, you can actually see the face of a Chinese boy. I don't know what it is. It's like looking at something over here. If you look, you have to look, you have to pay attention. I'm not gonna scare you with like a picture or whatever. And then you look over here on the wall. There's like an eye. You might be able to see it, but don't you see anything? Those things appeared out of nowhere. And I'm very scared. Like, I don't know what to do. If you guys have any advice, please let me know. I've thought about exorcism or anything, something along those lines, but, I'll take you on a tour of the house. This is just...
What do you think is responsible for the entity behind that mirror? Was it a ghost or something way more sinister? Sit tight because the final video is way more sinister and disturbing than what you have just seen. The pale-looking demon. The footage is shaky and grainy, but the image it captures is unmistakable. A creature, unlike anything human, is visibly being recorded from a window by scared witnesses who clearly do not understand what they are capturing in a footage. The being appears to be male, with an unsettlingly pale complexion that borders on translucent. Its skin is almost white, with a subtle sheen that catches the faint light. The most striking feature, however, is the creature's legs. They are enormous, disproportionate to the rest of its body, and seem to be twisted in an unnatural way. The being appears to be slightly bent over, as if it's perpetually poised to pounce. Its movements are slow and deliberate, with an inhuman quality that sends shivers down the spine. As the video continues, the sounds of frightened voices can be heard in the background. The words are indistinguishable, but the tone is unmistakable, a mix of terror, confusion, and desperation. It's clear that the people recording this footage are paralyzed with fear, unable to move or look away from the horror unfolding before them. But what exactly is this creature? Is it a demon, summoned from the depths of hell to wreak havoc on the living? Or is it something more mundane, a product of human psychology or a trick of the light? The footage raises more questions than it answers. As the creature continues to move with an unnatural gait, its presence seems to fill the area with an unspeakable evil. The air appears to vibrate with malevolence, as if the very fabric of reality is being warped by its presence. It's as if the creature is a portal to a darker dimension, a doorway to a realm where terror and madness reign supreme. The footage is mesmerizing, yet repulsive. It's impossible to look away, yet the mind recoils in horror at the implications. Is this creature a manifestation of some ancient evil, a being from a realm where humanity is nothing more than a plaything for malevolent forces? Or is it something more prosaic, a product of human imagination or a clever hoax? As the camera continues to capture the creature's slow, deliberate movements, the questions swirl. What is this being? What does it want? And what will happen to those who have witnessed its presence? The footage may provide some clues, but the truth remains shrouded in mystery, leaving the viewer with only one certainty, that some secrets are better left unexplored.
You see his face clearly, right there.